2.5 years ago we last spoke, and you're at Wakefield, and now a few months later you moved to York. You've won 2 League Leaders Shields. Sum up the last 2.5 years, Emma.
So when I joined at York, it was a basically just running into a brick wall. It was so different, but it was hard to get into the gist of things. Going to a team with several people that have been in the England team for and everything like that, and they were all so welcoming, but at the same time, you had to sort of find your place in amongst these amazing players that you were with.
Right.
Yeah, it's the first when I first joined, it was a brick wall.
Because it is ridiculous, but you've been nominated for Young Player of the Year. We'll mention that in a moment, but you're 19 at the moment, turn 20 next week, so obviously you're officially old next week. But you moved to a York side when you what, just out of school, or what was the situation there?
It was when me and Liv White had went over at the same time, and it was nice to know that I wasn't going into a team by myself alone. And when I was just given the opportunity, I took it, and I think it's worked out pretty well for me so far.
Yeah, 2 League Leaders Shields victories. What's it been like integrating yourself into the team? You've mentioned before you've had to move positions. You're moving around the field as well at York.
Yeah, so I started as second row, then centre. Now I'm playing on the wing. It's a big difference at changing positions from a forward to a back. It's completely different roles that you need to fill, and I think this one suits me a bit better. But I'm really enjoying it.
As mentioned, you are nominated for the Young Player of the Year alongside Amelia Brown and Caitlin Casey. What do you make of their years so far?
Well, I've worked with them both in England Knights, and I know they're both brilliant players. Amelia Brown's an absolute unit when you're playing against her. She's rapid. She's a great player, and same for Caitlin Casey with her a kicking and playing half back, and it's just I can understand being in nomination with them too.
Well, how did you find out that you'd been nominated for the award?
Well, one of the media guys at York rang me about 5 minutes before it went up on what's it called, Facebook and Instagram and everything like that, and he says, "Oh, the Mirror want to do a little section on you." I was like, "Oh, okay, why?" He says, "Oh, you've been nominated for Young Player of the Year." Oh, thanks, Jacob. Thanks for letting me know.
You mentioned the Mirror, so I've read the story because Jacob has mentioned, sent it to me to read. Snakes, what's that all about? I love the first paragraph of the story on the snake lover Emma Kershaw hopes to slither through for more tries as York Valkyrie adds some bite to their title bid. That's why Dave Craven's a proper writer. Do you slither for tries? Is that what you do? Are you snake-like on the field?
Apparently so. No, I told him all about working at the reptile shop about 4 months ago, and Jacob said he wanted to do something on it. I remember telling Seb as well, and he said, "Oh, he should tell me whilst I was on the media side of things," and I would have said, "No, I'm good."
So you don't want to make a big thing of this snake. You'd rather let your rugby do the talking and talk about off-field nonsense. Is it good to have that balance between rugby and real life? Because obviously male professionals don't have that. It's rugby for them. But you're able to have 2-3 lives or whatever you want alongside rugby.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to keep them all in line with everything. But with the time that I've got, because I'm training after work, I don't have to try and fumble things around. It's my work organises debating on my rugby. Oh, sorry, working with my rugby. It's absolutely perfect for me. I'm pretty much always busy, but I've also got the time that I need to rehab, relax, and just do my own thing.
I've mentioned nominated for this Young Player of the Year award. Last year, Holly Mae Dodd won it, and of course, one of your former teammates. Have you been keeping an eye on how she and the rest of the English players will be going out in Australia?
Yeah, it was really unfortunate to hear that she'd done her ACL. The whole team just saw it and just thought, oh God, we know how hard she's been working. We've seen it on the pitch, off the pitch, and just the fact that she's over there as well means that she's not got the people from here be close to her. So we sent a bunch of flowers over so that she's not sort of disheartened by it all. If we do what we can.
Well, I'm sure she'll be up at whatever time it is in the morning in Australia to watch you on Sunday. Because York in a grand final at home, it's a big occasion.
Oh yeah, it's huge for us, especially after last year, doing a rerun basically. We've worked so hard all season, and this is like the deciding point for us. It's a big moment.
I mean, is it fair? Because you've won 9 out of 10, you win the league leadership, but you're not champions. You have to go through another couple of games to have that.
We have to.
Is that something you've thought about? That this is the big. You've worked all year, all last year. This is the game you're putting all the eggs in this basket now.
Well, after the year we've had, it's just we know we've got one game left. That is the big cheese. We need to work hard, keeping doing our efforts and making sure that we've done everything we can on the field.
I mean, is that difficult? Because, as you say, you've done so well this year in terms of, you've won 9 out of 10 in the league. You got to the semi-finals of the cup. You know that everything you're doing is working well, and I guess it's just is it a mindset that you just have to trust the process, as people say these days, and perform as you've been doing all year on Sunday afternoon?
It's just about showing up on the day. We know we've got the skills and the fitness and everything you need in a game. We just need to actually use it and make sure we're doing it accurately and trusting each other so we can get there.
Leeds are pains, aren't they? Because they always end up in these finals, and everyone writes them off, and then they go on and win, and they are the underdogs again on Sunday. They've got dangers, obviously, across the field, as you'll know.
Oh yeah, it's just about accounting for them. You're doing your video sessions, normal sessions, and just incorporating them together so you can sort of shut down what they can do.
How has Lindsay Anfield developed you as a player?
Miles. I was saying to my brother a few days ago that I've been playing rugby for 10 years now, and I've only properly learned how to play it in 3, which is like the back end of Wakefield to now. And if I didn't move to York, I don't think I'd be the player I am.
Does that scare you somewhat? Like you obviously had to take it's not. I guess it's not the hardest decision to move to a team that's obviously successful. But if you hadn't made that decision, where you would have ended up?
To be fair, the only reason I went was because I had like a pretty terrifying nightmare, and that was my deciding point that I was going to go. But no, I keep having those moments when I'm like, oh, if I didn't change primary school and start playing rugby, I wouldn't have played rugby. Or if I didn't move to York, I wouldn't be the player I am. And it's sort of a lot to take in, but I'm glad things have gone the way they have.
I mean, I can say this because I'm a Wakefield supporter, but do you wind your brother up with your winners' medals? Because you've obviously got 2 league leaders' shield medals. He's got nothing. So do you wind him up with that?
I like saying to him, it's tough at the top. Which he used to say to me all the time. No, he's still grafting. He's even after the last game, he's still working, still going to the gym, still doing his runs, and And I know how well, I don't want to say it again, but how hard he's worked. He's been with them since he was 15. I think that's why at the end of that league game, me, my brother Gavin, Lee just saw each other, came to each other outside of the pitch and just started sobbing at each other because we'd just seen what the last 10 years of his life is spent at Wakefield, and it's meant a lot to all of us. And I just don't want him to succeed. I want him to do well.
I'm going to well up now.
I'm trying not to.
You're at home on Sunday. Is that? I mean, people are going to say it's a big pressure on you. You're on the home, a big crowd, expectation. That I guess though, if you could play a grand final anywhere, you'd rather be at home. You know the venue, you know the pitch, you know the change rooms and the routine and everything.
Yeah, it's huge for us. It gives us the ability to be comfortable where we are, even if we've got 2,000 people in the stands. It's our home ground. We know we've got the fans that will support us throughout the game, like they did during the Wigan game, like every game throughout the season. I know there'll be people in the stands shouting, "Oh, go on, York, go on, York!" And we got people with the big drums, and we know that's going to be there. But it's about playing our game and staying focused and being at home, being in that comfortable regime where we can go to changing rooms, just do our usual thing, and it just gives us that comfort. And the fact that we did the team run on the exact same pitch we're playing on is also giving us that little boost and being able to, help us forward with it.
I don't think it's a coincidence that the top teams in the Women's Super League are ones that don't just have the best players, of course, and the best coaches, but also the support of the clubs around them. And York, one of those where the Valkyrie, you're on the same pedestal as the men, it seems.
It's all Clint that's sort of driven us forward with the rebranding, giving us the Valkyrie badge and giving us that. It gave us our own identity, and it didn't just say, "Oh, York City Knights men's" and then York City Knights ladies. It's York Valkyrie, York Knights, and I think that was a good way of sort of putting us on the same step. And we'll always support each other, men's and women's teams. But since the men's lost the playoffs and bowls, which I went to, which was heartbreaking to see. It was a bit challenging because I'm from Bradford, but we know that the men's will be hoping things go well for us, and we know that the fans that we're going to go to the playoffs, they'll be going to the women's game now because they see us on that same step.
Can you spell Valkyrie? Because I a year into this, I can't spell it. I have to look at the badge to physically write it down. It's not there.
Probably. VALK.
I mean, you could spell it however you want because I'll get it wrong anyway. So.
I think.
You're not here for a young player. Sarah Jane Stanley again for Woman of Steel. What's she like to play with on the pitch?
Oh, it's not just that; it's Peachy as well, isn't it?
Oh, and Sinead Peach. Sorry, yes.
No, Tara, such a smart player, and that because of that, people have acknowledged it and tried to shut her down. Like that hit we saw with Caitlin Beavers and Tara, but she does everything she can in a game. She don't stop. She's pretty much the same in training, and it's I don't know how to describe it. It's like you've got someone to boost you with what you're doing while she's doing her own thing, because we're trying to get to that's the standard of being acknowledged like she is, and it's helpful having on the team.
And you mentioned she's not. No. I mean, easy to forget if you're an England selector last year for the World Cup, but obviously a very important cog in the York.
No, Peachy, she's absolutely lovely. She's so mentally and physically strong, especially when the girls are trying to go. Sorry, my dog's looking at me. When the girls are involved, she's the heart of the team. I'd personally describe her as the heart of the team. She's captain, and what her role is such an important one that she does pretty immaculately. And yeah, she's another one you want to reach their standard.
We look at the York team; it's full of interesting characters across the board. Are you glad that you are on the same side of Jasmine Bell and don't have to run at her?
Oh, believe it or not, Jasmine is one of the, I'd say, top three nicest people on that team. She's so welcoming. She's so sweet. She's just she's just a beast. No, I absolutely love her. She's when you have to go against her in training, you think, oh, God, she's good. But do what you can, and it's like 30 bruises whilst you're tackling her. It's worth it. She's absolutely amazing.
We interviewed her once on here, and she speaks very fast. She doesn't give you much time to think about what you're going to ask next. Is she like that all the time?
No, she's just like I say, she's really welcoming. She'll speak to everyone, and yeah, no, she's a great player to have on your team.
What are you expecting on Sunday then? The game, I mean, I guess having been through a grand final last year with York, you're kind of aware of the anthem and all that jazz before the game. But what are you expecting from Sunday's game against Leeds?
Well, from the pre-game side of things, we're trying to do everything we can that's normal, our usual regime, not changing it all, so we can start start panicking about things going wrong and different. And we just want it to be a normal game. We know there's going to be different pressures, but it's still the same game. It's still rugby league, and because of that, we need to do what we can within our own sort of bubble with it, doing what works for the team.
Before I ask the big question about the fans on Sunday, mention Holly May Dodd, and of course, now every young player is going to be linked with a move to Australia. Would you fancy a tryout there at some point in the future?
Depends if there's big spiders. No, but a big experience in life. But at the point I am now, I don't think I'd be ready to go. I know I'd need to develop further as a player, fitter, faster, which is what we all want to do during the off season to make the next season even bigger than it has been this season. But maybe eventually, yeah. But it's not.
And you say next season.
Working.
You say next season. Obviously, disappointment not getting to Wembley, but that'll be there as a carrot next year as well, and so close as well in that semi-final.
I know. No, it was absolutely heartbreaking. If you're watching Sky, you can see everyone just breaking down, but also trying to stay strong for the fans that were there. And we want to succeed in everything, but sometimes it's not going to work. So we just need to work for next season.
Right, Zen attitude. The final on Sunday, it's at home. People are buying their tickets in their droves. It's going to be a great atmosphere, but for those who haven't yet decided to turn up on Sunday, what's your message to the York faithful to get them out and get supporting what could be the first ever team from York to win a major sporting championship?
Just come down, come see what women's rugby is all about, and have a great day with us.
Have you had any nightmares about it, or was that just the
I don't really think so. It's just I know everyone in my family, everyone in my hometown, everyone on the team, and all the York supporters are supporting me with the game, and we're all supporting each other, and we know we can only do what we can, and it's just making sure that's good enough.
Obviously, no one likes Leeds. You've got plenty of neutral support on Sunday. That's the good news as well. Loads of people will be watching on telly. Great opportunity for you and your teammates. Good luck with the final. Good luck with next Tuesday and the awards. And we'll speak again in about 2.5 years and see where things have gone.
2.5 years. See you then.